I'd like to see Austin kind of take hold of the process and do it ourselves, not be pitting city against city.
Major League Soccer back before City Council. A council member with some serious concerns explains why she visited Columbus, Ohio, ahead of a vote in Austin.
Tonight, one Austin City Council member is ready to propose scrapping the entire Major League Soccer stadium deal.
Councilmember Leslie Poole spent yesterday in Columbus, Ohio, doing her own research on the crew ahead of tomorrow's special meeting. KXAN's Jacqueline Powell found out why the council member isn't on board.
Along the way, my skepticism has grown.
Councilmember Leslie Poole has been outspoken about her concerns with bringing an MLS stadium to her district. But she says after taking the time to travel to Columbus over the past couple of days,
I don't want to take a team from another town.
Poole says last week's vote on the stadium being put off until Wednesday gave her the time to see what the Columbus Crew's hometown fans would be losing.
For me, it was a matter of meeting face-to-face with people whose commentary I had seen on social media.
Some MLS fans in Austin took issue with that.
We were surprised and disappointed that she would prioritize listening to the fans in Columbus over her own constituents.
VP of MLS in Austin, Andrew Urban, says while other council members have been in contact with him and other fans within his nonprofit, he feels Poole has only communicated with those in her district against the stadium.
And her vote matters to her constituents. She has thousands of constituents in District 7 that want the stadium deal to pass, and they're not being heard.
Poole argues.
I hear in all the meetings how the supporters feel about it. They come and they tell us in great numbers.
Saying her trip was to gain a better understanding of what Austin would be taking away.
They've been in Columbus for 20 years, so there's a really strong fabric up there. It's a part of people's lives.
Jacqueline Powell, KXAN News.
And Poole says while she was in Columbus, she also got a look at the infrastructure in place to handle the traffic coming in and out of the stadium. For games, she doesn't feel like Austin is prepared to handle it as well as Columbus.
Tomorrow's meeting follows last week's all-night back and forth on new amendments for the stadium deal at the City Council. Ultimately, the council determined they needed more time before voting. During the public comment portion, there were more than 200 soccer supporters signed up to speak. There were less than 50 who are against the stadium deal. Precourt Sports Ventures released its response to amendments from Austin City Council members.
One of the big takeaways, the owners agreed to pay more money to Capital Metro. The money will go toward bus and transit facilities. Those will need to be designed and approved before the stadium opens.
Money will also go to future transit issues as well. Precourt is also agreeing to a transportation, parking, and events plan. Additionally, the club agreed to donate 100 tickets for 20 home games. That's 2,000 tickets per year to youth-focused groups.
Columbus Crew fans are clinging to a tiny shred of hope offered by actor Mark Wahlberg. So here's the deal. There's currently a lawsuit in Ohio about whether the Crew should stay in Columbus. According to Ohio law, sports teams that take public money have to give cities or residents a chance to buy the team before leaving town. Enter Mark Wahlberg. While visiting a new car dealership that he opened in Columbus, he was asked whether he was interested in buying the team.
I certainly would. You know, my dear friend Bob Kraft has not only the Patriots, but he owns the New England Revolution as well. I have a bunch of people who are involved, so I think that's something that we may need to discuss.
According to ESPN tonight, MLS officials say there is, quote, nothing substantive to Wahlberg's comment. No word tonight on if any other serious offers have been made to buy the team and keep it in Columbus. And we will be at tomorrow's special council meeting. You can follow along with updates over on KXAN.com.